Happy Tuesday and welcome to another edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. I'm Triplett, yes, and I got Jon Roser on our video chat. And first we have to start with, we took a hiatus of 3 Point Stands because of everything that's going around in the world with the coronavirus. But we wanted to bring it back this week to hopefully give you a few minutes of just some laughter, some entertainment. I'm happy to be talking to Roser. You look like you're doing well. How has it been for you during this whole quarantine period?
Yeah, no, I mean it's been boring. It's like don't text ex-girlfriends. I know how don't like go texting your exes. So I'm telling people out there, if you're watching this, do not text your exes. I know you're bored and you don't have anything to do. Or some of you may not have some stuff to do. Try to keep yourself occupied. Don't text the ex. Hashtag don't text the exes.
So have you been watching, have you been streaming movies and TV shows?
Yeah, of course. I started watching Breaking Bad, which, has been around forever. But I decided to start watching that. I finished watching The Wire for the fourth time. I've seen that entire series all the way through. It's my favorite show ever. So I started to watch Breaking Bad. I'm through the first season of Breaking Bad. I got to start season 2 sometime this week. And I'm starting to watch, I'm on the second episode now of Tiger King, which came on Netflix, and it's this guy who ran basically a big wild cat zoo, like a big cat zoo in Oklahoma. And I think he's in jail now for trying to hire for murder a woman who was trying to shut him down for all these years. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Okay.
And I'm only on the second or third episode, and it's pretty wild stuff. So watch Tiger King. Watch Tiger King. It is definitely wild.
Well, I definitely have time, so I'll add that to my list of relaxation. I've been home. I've been quarantined. I've been under the weather, but I live with my parents, and we've literally just been spending family time, spring cleaning. I started to finally unpack. I know I moved back to Memphis months ago, but I never unpacked. This is the time for it. Yeah, I know.
For over 6 months.
I have boxes everywhere, and I'm like,
Meghan.
I know I have a lot of clothes, so I just I shop. But now is the time to do it. But you know what, Roser? I'm happy because it brings 3 Point Stands back. It's been a couple of weeks, but let's dive into some sport.
I got one more question for you.
Okay.
What are you doing when you can't go, or have you gotten takeout to go from Piccadilly?
I have not. I joke about Piccadilly. I have not gotten takeout to go from Piccadilly. The coronavirus has really kind of stopped me from going to Piccadilly only because there's a lot of elderly that eat there. And with me coming in, a lot of times you don't know if you have it, if you do have it. So I've kind of stayed away, trying to social distance. So I have not had Piccadilly, I think, in almost 3 weeks.
You can get it takeout. You can get it.
You can. I don't live by Piccadilly. It's always on my way home, but that is so true. I might have to. I have ordered
3 weeks without Piccadilly.
I have for living 3 weeks. I will say I've cooked. I've eaten at home a little bit more. I've saved money. It's
I'm saving money too. That is a good thing about this. I have saved money. There's no doubt.
Yes. That whole thing is you got something to eat in the kitchen. We always have food here. Literally, it's okay, let me open this refrigerator and see what we can mix up today.
I'm way more efficient too. I've made it to myself. I'm like, Mondays are the day I will get everything done. I will get my grocery shopping done for the week. I will go to the liquor store, get that done for the week. Everything I need to do, I will get it done on Monday. Whereas before it's I go to the grocery store and I was like, I'll just buy food for Monday and Tuesday. And then I'll just go back to the store or something. No, it's I get it all done. Just way more efficient right now.
And then you have the whole week and you're like, okay, let's.
What do I do? I'm trying to limit myself from being around as many people as possible. So that's why you want to get the shopping done all one day. I will say, PSA for people too. I know we're all trying to get to the grocery store and buy our food, buy our drinks. Be careful driving through parking lots. Yeah. I got drilled today in the Fresh Market parking lot by an Audi SUV because this dude, I think, is driving 30 miles an hour through a parking lot, a small parking lot. This guy had to slam on his brakes because he almost drilled me. Be careful, people. Just careful driving through a parking lot.
I think people are rushing a lot, and it's hey, we're all in this together. We're all trying to get our groceries. We're all trying to be healthy. So that is a great PSA. Be careful driving in the park. Be careful driving just in general, but definitely in the parking lot.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, how about we get to 3-point stance and our stances from entertainment and sports? Let's have some fun. And we haven't talked in a long time. And I know you're a huge NFL guy. Let's start with all of the trades and signings from the last couple of days. I know the biggest signing was Tom Brady is officially leaving the Patriots, and he has signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 years, $50 million.
All guaranteed. That's the big thing. All guaranteed.
All guaranteed. Wow. Okay, so Roser, give me your stance on Tom Brady leaving the Patriots.
Well, I hate it because it makes the NFC tougher. I hate it. I also hate DeAndre Hopkins getting traded to the Arizona Cardinals because they're in the 49ers division.
Make it tough for you guys.
Kyler Murray was a nightmare for us last year. Look, I mean, Brady, some people think he's slowing down a little bit. We will find out this year because last year he had the excuse. You can use the excuse for him if you want. Well, Edelman, he had to miss some games, and they had to release Josh Gordon, and he didn't. And you can't name receivers other than Julian Edelman on that team. And after they released Josh Gordon, who can you name? Gronk wasn't there. Amendola's not there anymore. It's Philip Dorsett maybe, but he ain't that good. Chris Hogan's not there anymore. You really didn't know anybody else. So for the people that don't think Brady has it anymore or think that he's really, really lost a step, we'll find out this year because he's going to have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and O.J. Howard, and the report that was he wants to bring Antonio Brown wherever he goes with them. Now, Antonio Brown will have to serve some kind of suspension. We don't know what that is yet. The NFL has not concluded their investigation. But if they have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and O.J. Howard, that is
looking good.
A lot of weapons for Tom Brady. Even if they don't have Brown, they've got Howard, they got Godwin, they got Mike Evans. And Mike Evans is one of the best, without a doubt, best receivers in the game. Chris Godwin had his official breakout season this year. O.J. Howard, one of the best pass-catching tight ends, too. He's got the weapons. Get it done. And they have a defense, too. They've got a good defense. One thing where they're just going to be better no matter what is because he's not going to throw 30 interceptions like Jameis Winston and half of them return for touchdowns. That's not going to happen.
I kind of feel bad for Jameis in all this because everyone's saying, thank you, Jameis, because without you, we wouldn't have been able to get Tom Brady and appreciate Tom Brady for who he is. And I'm with you. This is Tom. A lot will be proven and tested when Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You've already mentioned their lineup of roster, but I am more interested in if you're a Patriots fan, this is going to be a different era for Patriots fan. Yeah, you still have, a Hall of Fame coach, soon to be a Hall of Fame coach and, Bill Belichick. But now it's what can he do without Tom Brady? And I think that's always been the question of how each of those two guys would have been good with that, separate. And now we'll see it. And, Patriots fans, they are loud. They are obnoxious. And so I cannot, and I do not like Patriots fans. I do not like them. So I am really more excited to see these Patriots fans and see how loud they actually will be.
You ended the dynasty. Your Titans ended the dynasty.
We did. Finally.
How diabolical would this be of the Patriots? And it's not how they do things. We discussed this yesterday on the Chris Vernon show. We discussed it. I said, I saw this one guy they were saying, what if this is all Belichick's plot? Because they lost Kyle Van Noy. They've lost some guys on defense, too, that they're just really, really bad this year. And they get the #1 pick and they draft Trevor Lawrence from Clemson next year. It starts all over again with the Patriots being awesome for another 20 years.
Oh, I cannot wait till next year. I actually cannot wait for this season. It's already weird to see Tom Brady in a Buccaneers jersey that, that graphic's been going around. It doesn't even look right yet. And seeing him even talk about living in Tampa, I'm what is going on? 2020 is really just kind of trying to figure out what's going on and anything going on in this type of world that we live in right now. Now, let's get to some Olympic news. On Monday, it has been reported from an IOC member that the Olympics will possibly be postponed to 2021. That's kind of been a lot of talks. The IOC said that they're going to take a couple of weeks to kind of gather information and review. But an IOC member came out and said that it's probably going to get postponed to 2021. What's your stance on the Olympics being postponed? Do you think that's the right move?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely the right move. First of all, you do have USA. Let's just take basketball into account. Yeah. The NBA hasn't finished their season yet, and by the time the Olympics start, the NBA still may be going on with their playoffs. Mm-hmm. The other thing too is, and this is the biggest thing, and I know American athletes, some American Olympic athletes have brought this up. Other countries are not having. Some countries are not having as big of an issue with the coronavirus as countries like China. Right. South Korea but it feels like South Korea's kind of gotten theirs under control. Italy, just other big countries in Europe that have had issues with it. But there are some other countries around the world that have not had as big of an issue. And as some of the American athletes brought up, they can train. Those athletes can train. In America, our athletes saying we're not allowed. We can't train right now. We're all quarantined at home. Like we can't train.
Well, it's the last thing on anyone's mind right now is thinking about like as badly as I want to be in the Olympics and be preparing for it. I can't even be thinking about that. I'm thinking about my family and my health.
Yeah, which is why and to bring this back to the NBA, why I've said all along, I've always thought all along, I was like, there's going to be a 1 to 2 week training camp before these guys get back on the court. And that now is going to happen because the NBA ruled these guys cannot be in the practice facilities. Mm-hmm. So they can't go to gyms anywhere. So the only way they can work out is if they have their own court inside their homes. Right. Now, some of these guys do. Like I'm sure LeBron James has a basketball court inside his house, and some of these guys do have that, but not everyone does, and has the ability to play basketball and still work on their games right now. So yeah, I think even bringing it back to the NBA, you're going to have that training camp before that league resumes. But for the Olympics, I think it's the right call to postpone it. Just move it to next year. Right. The Winter Olympics aren't till 2022, so it'd just be the Summer Olympics going to 2021. You can pick back up having the Summer Olympics in 2024 in Paris, and then in 2028 they're in Los Angeles. So yeah, I don't think it's an issue at all to just move it back a year.
Yeah, I think some critics have said, like, is it too soon to kind of make that decision? And I think it's great because for what the world's going through, everyone is trying to come together and help out each other. We saw Cuba, send doctors to Italy on Monday to help out with what's going on over there. And it's like, and as you mentioned, not every country has a lot of cases or is dealing with a lot with the COVID, but you don't know if it's going to be later on. We don't even know the effects of this virus, if it's going to come back, if we're going to get a handle over it. So like, why not make that decision now so that way everyone can put it off on the table? Canada and Australia and a couple other countries already had said that we're not sending our athletes to Japan. And I feel for Japan because they spent billions of dollars getting this ready, but everyone's been affected. Every country, every economy, everyone's families, whether you know someone or just seeing tweets from other people, you feel for a lot of people who are going through this. So I think it's a great decision. I hope that they can officially make that official announcement and not like possibility, just saying like, let's just go ahead and just, take it off the table. 2021. Let's prepare that to be our year.
Above anything else, it's the responsible decision to make.
Right.
It's and we are at a time right now where everybody needs to be responsible.
Yes, you're right. And that gets to our third topic, because I know that you probably don't think that this was a responsible decision. Over the weekend, there's no sports, but a lot of sports are playing old games, bringing y'all back into those memories. Well, CBS played that Kansas-Memphis game, and I saw you tweeted a lot of feelings about them playing that game, re-airing that game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. The NCAA, I mean, like if the NCAA is going to if they're going to re-air the game on CBS or even CBS Sports Network sometimes, Memphis take that banner and hang it back up. Like they should be allowed to hang that banner back up. If the NCAA can still profit off the airing of that game, then Memphis should be able to hang the banner up. That being said, it was very irresponsible for people out to watch that game. How the hell do you watch that game? Why? Why do you watch that game? Why do you? To me, it is like when John Calipari called people in this town who questioned him, called them miserables. To me, it proves some of you people are miserables out there. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Why? I have not watched that game since that night it happened. That is the only time I've ever seen it. It was live and it happened. That's the only time I've watched it. I'm not going to go back and watch the 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl. I have no
I know that.
I have no interest in watching that. I have not watched the 49ers lose the Super Bowl to the Baltimore Ravens back in 2012 or whatever it was, 2013. And I have zero plans to go back and watch that game.
I'm surprised you even said 49er Chiefs Super Bowl. I'm surprised that even came out of your mouth. You got him better.
Game was just completely miserable. I remember that whole next week in the city and how miserable people were, how awful everybody felt. It was just dreary. Nobody wanted to talk to each other. It was horrible. I'm not going to subject myself to that. I knew how I felt. It was awful. Why people watch that game, I have no idea. Memphis should be, if they put out television ratings for that on Sunday, and they probably won't, but Memphis should be the lowest rated market in the country for the replay of that game.
You know what? I didn't watch it. You know, I'm not a diehard University of Memphis fan like you are, so I feel your pain. I had friends that did watch it, and I saw them tweeting about it and like Instagramming about it and saying how it just brought really, really bad memories and how the whole day they were just so depressed over it. I know that season and when NCAA vacated the wins, I'm with you. But I'm also like, you know what? It will go down in, you know, the history books of just kind of like the NCAA and the history with basketball athletes, Calipari's history. So I kind of get why they showed it, because you knew they'd probably get a lot of views off that.
Yeah, right. You know what? If you wanted to be miserable, you didn't have to watch that game, which was like a 2 to 2.5 hour game. You could have walked outside and let a bird crap on you, okay? 2 hours to clean it off.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you said that. I drank my water and you said it joking. It was a bad mixture, really bad combo. Roser, you know what? I enjoyed our 3-point stance. We're going to keep doing this as much as we can, as long as we are both healthy. And, you know, we just want to wish everybody safe health, be careful, social distance. See you same time, same place, hopefully next week.
Yeah, and even if we don't have 3 things to talk about because there's not a ton going on, we can have a 1-point stance or a 2-point stance.
Maybe some fans can tweet us some topics that they want to know from our opinions. You know, from anything food related.
Yeah, tweet both. Tweet City Media. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Right, we might have some special guests drop in too. I've been told. Yeah. You know, we got a lot of people have a lot of time going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Roser, I'll talk to you later.
Yep.